Elif decided to spend the night in an abandoned hotel outside the city. Seeking a break from the urban chaos and noise, she found the old hotel appealing with its historical charm. The hotel had been closed for years, but she managed to get inside. Its roof was collapsed, the walls were moss-covered, and the windows were broken. As Elif stepped inside, she felt as though time had stood still. The interior of the hotel had a dark and decayed atmosphere. Elif entered one of the rooms and started preparing her place to stay. However, in the corner of the room, her attention was drawn to an old portable television next to a box. The box had a label written in what looked like blood, "Do not open." Unable to resist her curiosity, Elif decided to open the box. Inside, she found a series of old photographs and a few written notes. The photographs showed the old hotel staff and guests, but all of them had their eyes closed in an eerie way. The notes read, "You don't have to find me. To escape, you must wake up." Elif couldn't make sense of the notes and put the photographs back in the box. As she tried to spend the night, Elif began hearing strange noises. The creaking floorboards and faint whispering from a distance made the night unsettling. She had forgotten to close the door tightly before going to bed. Suddenly, she woke up trembling in fear and noticed the door slowly opening. A dark shadow was hanging inside. Frightened, she quickly shut the door and squeezed her eyes shut. But when she opened them, shadows had enveloped every corner of the room. Her eyes met the old portraits on the walls, where figures seemed alive and threatening. Each figure in the portraits looked at Elif with a menacing gaze. As she closed her eyes again, trying to calm herself, a chilling scream pierced the silence. The scream was so close that Elif felt as if her heart might burst from her chest. She searched every corner of the room for the source of the scream, but found nothing. The screams grew more intense, turning into a torturous assault on her ears. Determined to escape, Elif stepped outside. She realized that dark shadows surrounded her as she left the hotel. The corridors she walked through seemed to stretch endlessly, and shadows grew larger with each step. When she tried to retrace her path, she found no way back. The darkness had extinguished all hope. In her fear, Elif found a door and approached it. When she opened the door, she discovered an old library. The books were dusty and in complete disarray. As Elif pulled a book from the shelves, a note fell out. It read, "Do not stay here. There is no escape." After reading the note, Elif felt a movement behind her. Turning around, she saw ghostly figures resembling former guests emerging from the dark corners. The figures seemed to want to communicate something, but their messages were incomprehensible. One figure approached Elif, opening its mouth in a horrifying manner, and an ominous scream erupted from within. In that moment, Elif realized she had become part of the cursed hotel, and there was no end to the torment. Shadows and ghosts would pull her deeper into the hotel's depths, binding her forever. The next morning, when the police visited the hotel, they found Elif missing and no trace of her left behind. Since that day, the hotel remained completely closed, and locals claimed that dark figures. In that moment, Elif realized she had become part of the cursed hotel, and there was no end to the torment. Shadows and ghosts would pull her deeper into the hotel's depths, binding her forever. The next morning, when the police visited the hotel, they found Elif missing and no trace of her left behind. Since that day, the hotel remained completely closed, and locals claimed that dark figures.